Welcome to the Firebelly Social Show. We're focused on talking to food and beverage brands that are on a mission to make the world better.
Hey, everyone. Duncan here with another episode of the Firebelly Social Show, where I chat with founders and leaders of mission-driven food and beverage brands. So it's a very, very interesting group of people. They have courage as their middle name. Their hearts are on fire. They're doing amazing things, and it's my honor to interview them. Today's guest is someone who's blending a passion for farming with a commitment to the planet, delivering snackable goodness with a purpose. So thank you all for tuning in to today's episode of the Firebelly Social Show. You're in for an inspiring conversation with none other than a lady who is very, very getting a lot of word of mouth on LinkedIn, Massiel Villanueva, founder of YÜJ Granola, a brand that's changing the game when it comes to what healthy can taste like. And this episode is brought to you by none other than Firebelly Marketing. At Firebelly, we help mission-based food and beverage brands bring people closer together through social media marketing. If you're ready to build authentic community, connection, conversation, and commerce and excitement around your brand, head over to firebellymarketing.com to learn more. So I'm so pumped for today's guest. Joining us, as you know, is Massiel Villanueva. She's the founder of YÜJ Granola. She's a yogi. She's a mother of 4 amazing children. She's got an amazing spouse who's supporting her journey. And she came to America from the Dominican Republic at just 18 years old and is now living her dream, bringing delicious, nourishing granola to families across America. And it's a journey of passion, purpose, and hustle, from handcrafting small batches of granola in her kitchen, to leading a growing CPG brand she's building, YÜJ, which means to unite on a mission to bring people together through food, wellness, and storytelling. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Duncan. Thank you. I appreciate it very much. Great intro.
I mean, I'm just describing your journey, so you're the one. Thank you. And it's so crazy. I was telling you in the pre-show that so many people were reaching out to me and saying, "Hey, you gotta feature Massiel." So, I mean, you're doing all the right things.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's good to know that you're being seen and felt in the community. And sometimes, you're on a path of trying to just do things, and you don't know if people are seeing you. So I appreciate everybody that recommended us.
I'm so glad. And your journey from the Dominican Republic to launching a granola company in the US is so powerful. What sparked the idea for YÜJ?
Well, I would be lying, Duncan, if I told you I woke up one day and I said, let me make granola, right? So it definitely wasn't something, to be honest, it wasn't something like I dreamt when I was a little kid. I wanted to be a chef. So I knew I wanted to be in the kitchen. I love food. I feel food is what connects all us, no matter your culture, no matter where you're from. It's just love. So since I was a little kid, I always wanted to create a company that said made with love. So I didn't know exactly where I wanted it to be, but coming to the United States, I went to school, Manhattanville College in New York. And from there, I got my BA in business administrations, international business. And I also had a minor in communications and acting. But something wasn't clicking. So I went further in, and I got my culinary arts degree in New York City as well. And I loved it. I love being in the food industry. I just love seeing people smile every single time they had a fight. But unfortunately, where I was married and my spouse at that time, he was military. He is military. So I was traveling around. So I couldn't really perform my career. So I had to take a pause until I had my third child at that point. And that kind of was what everything shifted around into what YÜJ is right now.
That's a tremendous story. I mean, and I'm so impressed by all the connections that we have in common, and we're going to give a shout out to Bo, right? That's your spouse's name?
Yes, that's my husband. Yeah.
I mean, let's talk about that for a second. It's like, you and I were talking in the pre-show, we're both entrepreneurs. What is the role that a spouse can play in helping that journey to be more successful?
I mean, he is, he's the rock, right? So I don't think we give enough credit to our spouses. First of all, because as an entrepreneur, we're in a roller coaster consistently. We're up and down. We come up with ideas, and you always need a grounding person, and that's your spouse. For me, that's my spouse. He's always there to ground me, to remind me, and keeping me on path and and focus, because it's easy for us to lose focus. I mean, I don't know. As an entrepreneur, our heads are always all over the place, and as a mom of four, I'm like consistently so. He just, I would say he's probably the most important role that I have in my company, because without him, nothing could happen. I mean, as a mom of four, there's four kids that we have to attend, four kids that has, after school programs and homework and exams and tutoring. And there's just so much going on behind the scenes that a lot of people don't see, that in order for us to make this happen, you have to have a right hand person right next to you. He's my number one.
That's amazing. Not to mention, the guy looks great in a pink suit. So that's my role model there, man. I mean, Jason Momoa and Bo both look great in a pink suit. So and it's so
He did. We struggled. That was kind of a win-win. Wife won that argument. uh,
I mean, look, pink is part of your colors, and
yeah, yeah,
it's a masculine color that people have forgotten that it's a masculine color, you know?
yeah.
So, I mean, I know it's the official color of breast cancer, but we men can also wear pink. So that's wonderful. And in balancing four kids and doing such an amazing job with your mission, that has got to be a lot.
It is. It is. It's definitely something that becomes overwhelming at times, but I will say that having my kids involved into the business planning and development is probably the best gift you could give your kids. I'm not saying go start a business and show your kids, but if you have it in you as a parent, they're seeing the grind, they're seeing the work. They come to sample with me. They've seen how much overnighters mom has to pull, just to show up as a mom and also show up as a businesswoman. And that the appreciation of our kids that they have towards the brand itself, it's unrecognizable. And it's something, and just listening to my kids speak of what the future is for them, and them knowing, because obviously they're seeing the grind. So they know that nothing is given in this life, and we have to work for everything that we have. And I love that.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you wholeheartedly. My son works inside of Firebelly, and he produces content. He has to go to meetings. He's only 13 years old, but I think it's important for kids to understand the value of work. And as entrepreneurs, as immigrants, they don't understand that firsthand, but they should understand it secondhand.
Yes, and for us especially, like I came here in the States when I was 18. My kids were born and raised here, so they don't. There's a I would say 1 degree, 2 degree separation when it comes to understanding what really the struggle is, coming to the United States from a third world country, and even not knowing the language. Like I didn't know how to speak English completely. I went to bilingual school, but I didn't know even how to speak or write it where it was eloquently spoken, and I had to learn. And the struggle is real when it comes to that. And my kids don't know they had no concepts whatsoever of what that really meant. And now they're seeing, okay, I see what my mom means with it. They're so blessed. This is, America is great. There's things we could work on, but obviously it's a great place to be part of and to be raised. And sometimes we missed the other side of the world, right? That not everyone has it as easy as we do, no matter how hard we think we have it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now let's talk about UJ. There's so many granolas out there. What makes it different?
So ours is soft bake, and I know a lot of people are like, "Oh my God," because they're used to the granola being crunchy, and mind you, I love crunchy, so I'm not eliminating the crunchy part. I just like things in a balance, and for me, I wanted something that was soft, especially for my son at that moment that he was having health issues, and I wanted something that was quick on the go and that actually tasted good.
That's amazing. Isn't it crazy how as entrepreneurs and especially founder of food and beverage business, food business in your case, you're seeing a very specific need within your family, and that's what you're responding to. My guess is that you said, "Hey, there's nothing like this in the market. I need to do it."
Yes, I mean, it all started when my son was diagnosed with an immune deficiency, and that kind of led me into really digging deep of what exactly is going on with his health. And as I told you before, I'm a chef, so I started with what I know to be true, and I knew and I had more knowledge, which was food. So I started reading a lot of the ingredients in the back of the packages and a lot of these brands. I noticed there was a bunch of preservatives, artificial ingredients. So I needed something to accommodate my son's diet at that moment. And granola was one of those products on the shelves that I thought they were healthy. And then I realized, oh my God, it's not healthy. And then it's super crunchy. My son can't eat it and he's a baby and I need something that's softer. So let me create something softer for him, which eventually led into a soft baked granola bar, bites, and allergen-free versions of granola.
That's super cool. I love it. I love it. And you've gone from your kitchen and now you're on retail shelves. What's that journey been like?
A very interesting journey. It's I think everybody in the CPG world can tell you that it's not as easy as people kind of portray it. It's a hard path. It's an expensive path financially, but it's a very rewarding path because just seeing people try your product for the first time on the shelves in one of your retailers that you bought, it creates that nostalgia, and it's just like, oh my God, now people are buying my stuff. But it was a hard path. Breaking through the industry. One, because I know that we all talked about our own product as being disruptor, but ours is actually a disruptor. We're soft baked granola. So people usually see like, what is soft bake? Do we really even want a soft baked granola? And then once they try it, they're like, oh yes, we do need a soft baked granola because it's softer. So it was hard to really push what exactly we represent. And then it was even a harder path because obviously I don't come from the CPG world. That's not a background of mine. And I had to learn a lot of the chronological wordings, like, what are trace bands, what are promos, and how do we do this, and fill ones. And you just learn so much of what happens in the back end and the retailers that a lot of people now we're speaking about it, but a lot of people did not speak about it. So it's been a great journey. I'm excited. We launched into Schnucks. They were the first ones to give us an opportunity, and we were one of the winners for the program, for the accelerator program, which was fantastic. And now we just won into being in the open call for Walmart in October, which is amazing. So we're growing, we're expanding, and we're just really excited about this.
And congratulations. And one of the things I wanted to come back to from the intro was UJ and what it means. Tell us more about the importance of the name and how it shows up in everything you do, really.
Absolutely. So, in between my story with my son having an immune deficiency and him getting diagnosed, and I myself as a mom, I was struggling. I was struggling mentally, physically, emotionally. I was trying to figure out, what was going on with him. And at that point, pretty much a single mom, because at this point the father was absent in the military. So I went into yoga, and yoga was that. It was my blanket, my emotional blanket, where every day I was able to kind of just dump it all in. And I fell in love with yoga. So I wanted to become an instructor and give it to other people. It was a lifestyle that I wanted to adapt in my life and my kids, and just give it as a gift. So, and during my journey, I had to do a diet that was vegan, gluten-free, soy-free, low glycemic, no alcohol, no caffeine. And once again, I struggled to find snacks, and that's what really drove me to just create granola, because I said, oh my God, now I'm back into a diet that I need to do, or I wanted to do, not necessarily by necessity. My son had it for necessity, but I had it for wants, but I couldn't find anything. So YÜJ means yoga in Sanskrit. So in my path, in my journey, where I was at that time, I just felt like it was the right name to put it because YÜJ means unity, oneness, and once you go into in the spiritual realm, you understand that we're all one.
That's
And
amazing.
that's a different topic.
No, I love it. I love it. And it's interesting also the role that social media is playing with your brand. I love there seems to have been a shift in the last year to where you were doing a lot of education and now it's like fast-paced and it seems to be following the path of the brand and you and Bo going out and doing things. And I think that's so cool that you've done that. I mean, it gives people the opportunity to be a part of something, I think.
Yeah, yeah. I'll tell you a secret, Duncan, that I'll share with you. For our open call, we actually played the sound bowl for our buyer. I wanted them to have the UJ experience and I wanted them to know what it was, the healing. So I haven't really shared it to anyone and I don't know if, if it even airs this, but I wanted people to know what we really represent, right? And who we are, not necessarily as you, but as a brand, like behind it's not only granola. We're here. We want to help others and heal, and there's methods out there that we want to also embrace it and bring it with the brand. So it was really rewarding to see that buyers from Walmart and directors were open for us to play them a little bit of experience of who we truly were. So it was a huge blessing.
I mean, I think that is courageous. And, I think that this is the time for courage. I think Walmart, thank you, Eric Martindale, for always keeping us up to date with everything that all the retailers are doing. But Walmart is definitely going for a larger share of wallet, I've heard is the right way to describe that. And I think attracting people who have a need for sophisticated products, or maybe a better way to say it is simple, natural products. And the timing is right for that, right? They've got that store in Houston, but they've been testing everything is digital. They sync with the app in the store, all this cool stuff. So it only makes sense that they're getting more courageous with their products too. So that's I mean, all I can say is congratulations. Let me ask you this: what exciting things are coming up for you? What are you super pumped up about?
There's a lot of exciting things. There's actually one that we're really looking forward. I can't really say much because I signed an NDA and I can't really speak about it. But hopefully we'll be on TV and just showing the world who we are and just launching in all the retailers. We have a lot of retailers that are very interested in us. So we're excited to do that.
That's amazing. So I wanted to really ask, I heard on the rumor mill that when you were getting married, there was something really special that happened.
Oh my God, yes, Duncan. So, um, long story short, we ended up this amazing friend just calling me and be like, "You have to come." She was putting together a retreat in India. I wanted to go. I said, "Well, I would love to go, but we're planning to get married. We were actually going to go on a boat and get married." And she said, "Oh my God, no, Masi, you have to come and get married to India." And but the retreat was in 30 days, and so I told my husband, I said, "Look, I didn't think there was a shot." I was like, "Oh, he's going to kill this one in a heartbeat." And he did it. He was like, "Let's go to India." And I was like, "Oh my God." So we're getting married in India. So we planned our wedding in less than 30 days in India. We got married in the Mahajari Castle.
Oh, wow.
Yes, yes, it was beautiful. It was a full moon. It was absolutely breathtaking. And it was just one of the most unbelievable moments of my life. I didn't understand half of the ceremony. And it was only 2 hours because I know you guys do 7 days, right?
Yes, but I like the
Yeah.
2 hour version.
Yeah, it was a short version, but it was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. And just being part of your guys' culture when it comes to the combining of spouse, masculine and feminine. It's just I love it. I love everything about it. I love what you guys believe in. I love how you incorporate the mother-in-law. Like I remember, I had to give a gift supposedly to my mother-in-law. It's just a very beautiful event. How you guys do the marriage.
Oh, that's so cool. And did you wear Indian outfits for the wedding as well?
I did actually. So that was interesting. Somehow I felt that I can go over there and find a wedding dress. So I remember arriving, I think it was a Wednesday, and I was supposed to get married on that Friday. I know I had less than 48 hours to come up with a wedding dress. And the only thing I was able to do was I had it handmade. It cost me like $80. It was beautiful. It was handmade, tailored on, and it was absolutely breathtaking.
That's amazing. Wow, what a
Yeah.
story. What a story.
Yeah, and my husband had his suits ready and everything, so it was a beautiful experience.
I'm going to propose that one day when you're ready, that picture gets shared on social.
Absolutely, I will.
Now, you talked about yoga, and I am the spouse of a yogi as well. And tell us a little bit more. What kind of practice do you have? What do you love about it?
Yeah, well, I'm more of an asana teacher of vinyasa, so I like more the physical part of the yoga. I feel is what brings me into more grounding. Again, I think yoga, we have a concept that yoga is just the exercise yoga, but there's so much to yoga with meditation. There's so much. It's such a beautiful, even when you practice, like I tell people, even when you're in silence in your car, you're practicing the practice of yoga. And when you're in your own balance state, you're inviting yoga into your life. So yoga is not just getting on a mat and doing your asanas, up and downs and vinyasas. There's more to it, and for us, we embrace that lifestyle with our kids. My kids do yoga with me, the physical practice, and also the meditation practice, and it brings so much balance into the household, and also into, I've seen a lot of difference even in their schoolwork.
That's really great. Normally, I ask founders, "What do you do to take care of yourself?" But you already answered that.
Yeah.
It's upfront and central to your life. So that's really cool. What other things do you do for fun? Do you listen to music, or what cook? What does it for you guys?
We're outdoor people, so we love going to the outdoors. Beach, we love the beach. We're pretty, our lifestyles, we have pretty simple lifestyles, believe it or not, and we love that. We just like being the connection with the humans. We love going to temples. So if anybody knows any temples that are out there, we love visiting temples. They're just such a beautiful, serene space that they've created, and that's basically it. Just very simple.
That's super cool. Now, what about people that are a little bit younger in their journey with starting a food brand or a beverage brand? Based on your experience, what advice would you give them?
Oh, bootstrap. I mean, keep it lean as possible until you figure out which route you want to go. Either you want to go to D2C or you want to go to retail, if you want to do both in balance. And find out if what your customers want. I feel like you invest a lot of money at the beginning because you have an idea and you're like, oh, that's exactly what they want. And then when it's time to prove the concept, you don't really prove a concept until you really land on retails. So, or you start really moving product in the D2C. So just keep it very lean. Try to keep yourself away from FOMO. You're not missing on anything. You're just continue doing. Keep yourself focused because you'll have your momentum, and don't give up. It's hard. It could be challenging, but it's very rewarding.
I wanted to ask you about family business. we talked a little bit about that, but how do you draw boundaries and say, hey, this is not, now we're not talking about business. We're going to just hang out.
I think for us has been meditation, when you're in silence. So it's like we have a sacred space. We created a sacred space in our house where it's one room. We designated one room specifically for our practices. And every single time we created a boundary that whenever we're in the room, it's specifically for us to do prayers and meditation, and nothing comes in. Business, family is just a very, very, very silent moment. So whenever we need that moment for ourselves as a family, we come into our meditation room, and basically that's what we do, and it works for us.
That's super cool. I'm so excited that we got a chance to chat today. I wanted to see if there was anything else that you wanted to say out to the world.
Just thank you for supporting us. We're very grateful. This has been like I mentioned before, a journey where I came blindfolded, and just seeing the beauty behind it. And we're in such a evolving state in this world right now that I think it's important that we continue creating this movement through food, through household goods, to whatever it is, that we can start eliminating a lot of the bad toxics in our country, because Mother Nature is asking us to create that balance. And this is all a gift. So I appreciate everyone that is following us and is looking us through a different lens. And we're here to be of service.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Massiel. Thank you for sharing your story and the love and the intentionality behind YÜJ Granola, from your roots in the Dominican Republic and your family business to driving a mission-driven brand with authenticity, and sharing about your yoga and playing the sound bowl. Come on. So to all the people listening.
No. And I was like, yes. And he felt like, okay. And then I'm like, all right. Just like the pink suit. Your pink suit. He was like, no. And I'm like, yes. So I'm going to let him know that you guys complimented him on his pink suit. He's like, oh my God, what are people going to think? Again, people are always going to have opinions, right?
I mean, let me tell you, it's elegant and it's cool. Now, look, David Delcourt wears the yellow tracksuit, and there's many other people that have amazing outfits, but that one is elegant. I mean, he could go to a show, he could go to get cocktails, he could go to an elegant restaurant.
Yes, it looks fantastic, right? Right. They do say it's the hanger, right? The hanger that wears it.
Yes, it is. I mean, it's been amazing. So, hey, everyone who's listening, if you're ready to taste granola that's as good for your body as it is for your heart, check out YÜJ Granola. It's yujgranola.co. Don't sleep on the upcoming retail expansion. So you heard about some of that. And of course, a big thanks to Firebelly Marketing for sponsoring today's episode. If you're looking to do more with your social, go to firebellymarketing.com. That's it for today, everyone. Make sure you...
Wait, 1 second, Duncan. Is yujgranola.com.
.com, my bad. yujgranola.com. Yes.
Yeah.
Also follow them on Instagram, YÜJ Granola on Instagram, correct?
Yes, it's YÜJ Granola on Instagram. Awesome. And on TikTok and on LinkedIn, you can follow me, Massiel Villanueva.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Really enjoyed, and thank you for sharing your story. And everyone, will see you on the next one.
Thank you. Thank you, Duncan. Have a good one.
Thanks for listening to the Firebelly Social Show. We'll see you again next time, and be sure to click subscribe to get future episodes.